Hi, my name is Gavin Welsh, and I'm privileged to be part of the project management team, and have been for over 2 years. During this time, been personally responsible for over 1,000 successful projects. And today, I'm so excited to share my experience, tried and trusted processes with you to help you discover the world of a successful implementation. So I'd like to welcome you to People HR Implementation. And what I would like you to go away from this presentation is to be positive in your understanding of the implementation process, knowing that we are with you every step of the way. And there are 3 project managers altogether that make up the project team. You have Gavin, who's our lead project manager. There's myself, and there's my colleague, Jack Brinkley. And one of us will be your dedicated personal point of contact. So what is implementation? Implementation is a variety of projects that we've designed to suit your requirements. And these are based on average implementation time of over 120 successful projects per month. Now we have different types of projects, and the first one I would like to mention is what we call a self-fulfillment. Now self-fulfillment is where you are inputting the data yourself. So all we do is we set your licenses for you and we give you the guidance that you require in order to get your site live. And there's a 24-hour turnaround for this, and this actually makes up a good 50% of our projects. Then to our first standard project. Our first data is a data transfer, and these usually last around less than 4 weeks. Okay, and all we do with these, we assist and help and guide you with the data transfer process in getting the data into your site and set up, ready to go live with the system. We then have the data transfer and online training. And we say about 4 to 6 weeks. These are based on the training lead times, again, as well as the data transfer itself and getting your site set up, ready to go live. And then it's the same again with the data transfer and on-site training. However, the lead times for this are 6 to 8 weeks. So because of our processes and the way we deal with implementation, we have had some recent positive feedback, and we get this quite often. And there's just a couple here that I just wanted to share with you, as you can see on my left. Now, you might want to know, how does implementation work? Well, implementation with us starts straight from the salesperson. And I'm sure you'll agree, the key to a successful implementation is to have that plan in place. And our plan are made up of 5 elements: the system, status, sign up, the implementation message, which in turn consists of the site setup, the data transfer, and any training. So I'd like to start with the status page. So we make our first contact with you within 24 hours of receiving a handover from our sales team. And we send you what we call the status page email, asking you to sign up. And one other thing we ask within this email is what you would like us to do with the trial site. Because during the sales process, you have probably set a trial site up. So the first option is for us to just set a whole new site up. Reason being, you've utilised that trial site to have a mess around with the system and put some dummy data in, just have a play around basically. So you'll need to start afresh. And then second option, you wish to keep the trial site. And the reason being, you may have actually put live data in there. You may have actually started building some of your processes. So we'll just transform that site to live for you. This brings me on to the implementation message. And you'll receive a welcome email from your designated project manager, whether it's myself, Gareth, or Jack. And within this email, we go through the main stages of your implementation. You've got stage 1, the instructions for how to actually create your site. Stage 2, the data transfer instructions, and what we call a share file link. And I'll go through this in more detail later on in my presentation. Stage 3, any integration details and links as required. It may well be that at some point you are looking to integrate with, for example, Sage. And so what we'll do is we'll send you the guidance required in order for you to get this set up in your own time whenever you're ready. And my colleague Stuart Welsh will be going through this later on in his presentation. Stage 4, we always offer you our earliest availability for on-site or online training sessions. This is obviously if you've purchased the training. So it brings me on to the site setup. You've clicked on the link and you've set your site up. So all I ask for you to do is confirm your URL to us and I'll set them licenses for you. Now once I've set the licenses, there are certain areas you may want to look at actually doing before you do the data transfer. So one of them, your default location settings. I'll send you the guidelines. Setting up your working patterns. I'll send you the guidelines. Your public holiday templates. Are they actually included in your holiday entitlement? This is actually a key area before your data transfer goes ahead. And guess what? I'll send you the guidelines. However, don't worry, you are able to, if you want to discuss anything other than just via email, at this point you can send me a message, we can arrange for a call to go ahead and we can discuss these options and what's best for you, going forward with the implementation itself. We're also there for any additional assistance required for any other default site settings that you might want set up. This brings me on to the data transfer. And the first thing we do is we look at where are you actually extracting the data from. Are you currently a paper-based company for all your data? In which case it's a very manual process to obviously complete our data sheets. So we may need to extend the data transfer period. And again, we're available for discussion for that. Or it may be that you're extracting from another system, and this could be as simple as the extraction, a copy, and a paste into our data sheets. And what that might do is that might actually bring the lead times down for your data transfer. So our data sheets themselves, once you have completed them, you return them to us via, as mentioned earlier, a secure share file link. Your data is very sensitive, so it is of very high importance to us. And we do see it as a risk if it is sent as an attachment on an email. And to put your mind at ease, we'll provide you with a link to ShareFile security page, so it helps you understand why we actually use ShareFile itself. If you're unsure on the data that you're inputting into the data sheets, before you send it to us, what you could do, again, is just give me a quick message, arrange a call, or whatever we need to do. And what we'll do is we'll go through some sample data. So about 4 or 5 lines of the data you was looking to send to us. And we'll look at that sample data together. And we'll sign that off together. Once everything's signed off, then send your live data through to us. So we've received your live data. And your live data is handled by our data team only, nobody else. And they assess your data and then they upload your data into the site. This process, as you can see, can take up to 3 working days. This is based on our busy periods. And to be honest, currently our turnaround times, we're looking at 24 to 48 hours. Our data team, they'll correspond any feedback with you. If there's been any warnings or errors. And what they do is they help you understand the best option for you to correct these, whether it's manually or actually resending your data sheets just with the errors on back to us, again via the ShareFile link. And they will also give you a data sign-off date, which should give you plenty of time to sense check your data and then confirm once it's been done. But again, if you require more time for whatever reason, don't hesitate to message or call. And we can discuss this further and possibly extend your time. This then leads me on to the training confirmation. So we've got a date in place, you've confirmed a date with myself or one of my colleagues, and we'll provide you with the training outlines. Training outlines, they include a layout for your session, the name of the trainer who will attend, how long the session is going to last, and in turn, we ask for all the other relevant details to be confirmed to us. So your contact number, your address, where's the training going to take place? And from this information, we'll give all this to the trainer themselves and they will contact you 2 weeks prior to your training session going ahead. They'll introduce themselves. They'll discuss what it is you want out of the training, your expectations of the sessions. And then finally, we ask you to give the trainer access to your site upon arrival. And this goes back to seeing your data as being very sensitive. I just want to touch a little bit on our response. So it may well be that we've sent an email through to you. We haven't had a response for whatever reason. So all we'll do is we'll follow this up. It'll either be via an email or we'll contact you by phone, whichever is more suitable. Now we've got one point of contact outside. So in turn, we ask for one point of contact on your side. Reason for this, nothing's then missed. All correspondence in regard to your implementation, the project itself, is streamlined. And then if I'm your project manager, your point of contact, I'm available for any queries at all regarding the implementation, which includes system setup, data, training schedules. There could be any system-related queries. So you've had your data transfer signed off. You've had your training carried out. You're then introduced to the account management team. And we see this as our final stage of implementation. And what we'll do during this stage is we will discuss the process of introducing the system to your employees and discuss how you can do that. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to do that straight away. Do it in your own time, whenever you're ready. And we'll also explore other setup requirements. So, for example, you may want to edit the access rights of a particular employee or manager, and we'll discuss how you can do that. So we want you to have everything in place exactly how you want it to be before you push that button to introduce the system to all of your employees. And then finally, you'll have access to our amazing, brilliant customer support team. And my colleague Abby will be discussing that later on in her own presentation on how brilliant they actually are. And this brings me on to the implementation promise. Implementation promise includes a dedicated point of contact to guide you through the process. The key to a successful implementation is to have that agreed plan put in place. And successful implementations are built on two-way quality communication to achieve the objectives set. Thank you for taking the time out to listen to me. Thank you.